Hello, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A for you all, and you all asked me questions on my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, and I'm going to be answering those for you guys. So I'm going to be really quick because I feel like I had more than last time, so I'm going to get right into it. So yeah, and if you guys notice that I am two different colors of human, it would be because I got sunburned at a water park the other day, and it's excruciating, and I'm not even gonna bother trying to cover it up with fabric because fabric just is uncomfortable on top of it. It's so hot. So yeah, let's proceed to the questions. My first question is from Cindy. It says, how do you keep your red hair vibrant and not orangey? Now, I don't really work on the vibrancy of my hair so much anymore as I used to when I had bolder red hair because this is now closer to my natural copper hair color and I just let it fade. But I would say definitely be washing it with as cold of water as you can stand. Use only cold water on it because the heat lets out the molecules. And then also use shampoos and conditioners that say they're for color treated hair. But not only that, test how well they're working. Always shower with them and take a look down in the shower, and if you see a lot of color leaking, you probably shouldn't be using that line of shampoo or conditioner. Try to find the one that you see the least color leakage with, and for me that would be the Biolage line, and I use the hydrotherapy one or whatnot. I do also have some other Redhead product tips that include some color refreshing stuff in it. I haven't done a video on it in a long while, but I'll put my Redhead tips video linked below in case you haven't seen that because it has some stuff. Erin asks, what are your favorite doTERRA oils to diffuse and favorite diffuser? I'm going to pan to my diffuser after I show you the oils. The main one I diffuse is Serenity. It's a calming blend and I really need that. I can't calm down at nighttime to sleep very well. My mind is always thinking about other stuff, wanting to create other stuff, so this one is pretty helpful to me when I use it. And then the other one I use, or both of these I take to work, is Balance, and it is a grounding blend. It's just supposed to make you feel more level. It's more of a woodsy scent. It's got blue tansy and frankincense and other things like that in it, but this one's more woodsy, and those put together I really like. Now, one I just really enjoy the scent of is Bergamot. It's one of my favorite scents that goes in a lot of perfumes, and it actually goes in a lot of colognes too, but it's like a citrusy, sweet, rich, woodsy. And I like to add that to my diffuser just because I love the smell. And another weird one that I add most of the time is geranium. My mother recommended this, and she said this has been recommended for people who feel a common sense of dread. And I feel that all the time when I'm trying to sleep, like I dread something I didn't do, some mistake I made, and then I swear to you, if you get this, this will be the weirdest smelling thing out of the bottle you have ever sniffed. But when you diffuse it, it doesn't smell like that at all. Like it just incorporates into the scent and calms down. But like, this stuff smells like pickled butthole. It's just completely strange. There's something very pickly smelling about it. You wouldn't think that if you diffused it, it would feel or smell any better, but I feel like when I use this, it helps. So that is my oil combination. So right quick, I'm going to pan to the diffuser I use so you guys can see that. It's actually a doTERRA one as well. Alright, so this is my doTERRA diffuser. I actually got this for last Christmas because this is what I requested. My mom is a doTERRA rep, so she gets everything at a discount, and she asked me what I wanted, and I was honestly thinking about getting a diffuser because I have trouble sleeping. So this is what I use, and it's the only way that I diffuse anything currently. It's the only diffuser I've ever owned, and it works really nicely. It apparently like micro oscillates the particles of your oils somehow and makes it where you can absorb them better into your body. So that's about all I know about it. I'll put some links below on the science of it, and you fill it, you put like 12 to 15 drops of oil, and then it spouts like a little mist up here that you can even inhale, so it's pretty nifty. Erin also asks if I had any other means to diffuse. No, that's mainly what I do, is I use that diffuser and I use it at nighttime to help me sleep. Alicia asks, what is the best foundation or concealer for acne coverage? You know what, I'm experimenting with a lot of them right now, but I will tell you my favorite concealer. My favorite concealer for covering like difficult acne is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I wear the shade NW15, though I wish it was paler, because as you can see, it has quite a bit more color in it than my skin does. But this stuff is really potent, and you only need half a pump and you could just conceal just about everything on your face. It's really potent, it stays put a long time, especially if you set it, and I just really like it. This is how I've amped up a lot of my foundations. Now foundation wise, I mean, in the drugstore there's the Revlon Color Stay. That line is pretty good. I would recommend a lot of their stuff. I used to use Double Wear by Estee Lauder, but they changed the formula and I haven't gone back to it anymore. But another foundation I've been using lately for acne coverage is the CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1. Of course, I have to lighten it with my Manic Panic white foundation to make it pale enough, but this stuff is pretty potent and you can build it up just about to where you need it, and then use that MAC Pro Longwear Concealer to get your foundation completely full coverage, you know, cover the worst of your acne spots. So this stuff is pretty good. I do recommend, though, exfoliating before you use it because it tends to show dry skin, which sucks. Danielle asks, do you prefer using a wet or dry beauty blender type sponge, and why? I typically use it wet always because dry just doesn't deliver on top of my skin. It makes the foundation look more cakey, and if you have a damp one and squeeze it out, what that will do is absorb the excess type of oils and extra ingredients in the foundation that you don't necessarily need and give you more pigmentation. So that's why I prefer, if I do use a beauty blender, to always use a damp one. I even make a lot of my brushes damp before I put on foundation just because I want to suck out all those excess ingredients and get the best, you know, pigmented consistency on my face. So I prefer using it damp. Karen asks, we know you talk to your cats in a certain way. Do they talk back to you in a certain way? Yeah, it depends. Like, Bub definitely does that. Leela, who is my cat that's gray and white, she's more manipulative. She only comes to talk to me if she wants something, and her voice is as sweet as could be when she does. The rest of the time she's not talking to me much, or she'll chatter at me like she's hunting me, which is strange. But Bub, he will talk to me in all different kinds of ways, all different pitches. Most of the time when he's really upset about something or he wants attention, he'll sound really forlorn, and he'll like wail this really low bellowy pitch through the house. He'll even go into bathrooms or hallways and stand in areas where he knows it will echo his voice through the house more, and he'll just be like, wah, wah, and I love that noise. But yeah, he's so annoying. But yeah, they definitely do, especially if they want food, other stuff like that. If they want something, they'll definitely manipulate you with their tone of voice. Most cats do it. Sander asks, best drugstore brands or foundation for pasty white girls like myself, and someone else seconded that motion. Like I said, the Revlon Color Stay's pretty good, but it's not quite pale as what I would like. The CoverGirl 3-in-1 is pretty good, but there's still, both of them are not quite as pale as I would like. If you are as pale as me or paler than those, I would definitely recommend picking up a white foundation. This is the Manic Panic Dream Tone foundation that I picked up from Amazon, and it has really helped me whiten a lot of my stuff. You definitely make sure you mix them together really well, otherwise your consistency won't go on your face very well. But this is my secret weapon for the fact that the drugstores never make foundations pale enough. So pick this up, okay? It's some good stuff. Vicky on Redhead asks, best eyebrow products for redheads or best blushers and bronzer tones for pale skin. Now, one of these bronzers that I would recommend for pale skin that you have to order online, it's not available in stores, is the NYX Blush and Taupe. It's absolutely more cool toned where it won't set off your face making it look orange. So NYX Blush and Taupe is one that a lot of really pale people use. My friend Jess, who's pretty pale, uses that. Another bronzer I use is the Pixie bronzer, and it's subtly sun-touched. And you can tell I've already like hit pan on it. I got this in an Ipsy bag and I really love it. It's actually a more satiny finish, but it's really great for adding warmth to the face and not looking too orange, so I really like that one. As far as blushers, one that I've gone through a lot is Twinkle Pink. You can see I've hit pan on it, but it is more of like a peach tone, peachy pink tone, and it's got little micro glitters in it. If you don't like micro glitter, I don't recommend that. These are more satiny, like this bronzer here, and this is from the It Cosmetics that was sent to me This is definitely more peachy, and that is what I gravitate towards because, I mean, I'm neutral, but if you're a little bit more yellow toned, the peach stuff will work for you. I've just been liking this whole trio here from It Cosmetics. I know it's not cheap, but I've definitely really enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure these products will go a long way because they're huge. And then for Redhead eyebrow products, I actually have a video coming up on this, so I'm going to talk about all the Redhead eyebrow products I've owned and tried. But what I have been using lately, what I used today, was the It Cosmetics Brow Powder, because this adjusts to the natural brow hair that you have, and I just wanted a more natural tone looking brow. Now if I want to go for something that's a little bit more red, I have been using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Auburn, and this stuff, it is so petite, but it's supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia one, and I do love how teeny tiny this pencil is. I just think that's really neat, and I'm going to show you guys that in a Redhead eyebrow tutorial. The next question by As the Sun is, on a scale of Salvatore to Tingle, how excited are you for the newest Legend of Zelda game? First off, I love this question. Secondly, I'm pretty sure I've transcended Tingle and I'm somewhere like where Beetle is when you buy something from his shop and goes, "Ow! Thank you!" Oh my god, I hope I sound scary. I Am a Loser says, what is your favorite Legend of Zelda game? You know what, that is always kind of changing for me. It used to be Ocarina of Time because that was the first 3D game that I was ever introduced to, and I like lived an entire summer on that game and like memorized the whole thing. And when I bought the 3D version, it almost just like, it was fun, but there was something that was just kind of gone for me. Maybe the fact that I knew it like the back of my hand. A new A Link Between Worlds is pretty magical for me just because the new gameplay mechanics they've added, but that's just really hard to choose. Really, really hard. And there's always a special place in my heart for Skyward Sword just because it's the beginning of the timeline, and if there was a career I wish I could have, I wish it could be like a Zelda timeline theorist, because I would be the hugest dork about it and I would want to know everything about the possible timeline. I don't know. I can't answer that. I know it used to be Ocarina of Time but I'm kind of up in the air right now. I do like how much deeper that Majora's Mask goes. I love how colorful Wind Waker is despite the fact that I didn't think I would like it. It's just really hard to choose, and I just feel like I have an attachment to Skyward Sword quite a bit, and a lot of people say that isn't their favorite, but my favorite is almost somewhere between Ocarina of Time and Skyward Sword. I don't know if that makes me a Zelda loser, but just the fact that it's the beginning of the timeline and all the stuff they had planned for that game, it just has a really special connection to my soul. And also keep in mind that I didn't get to play video games until I was like 17 or something because my mom wouldn't allow it. So where I came in is in terms of what Zelda games were made is very different from a lot of people my age who would maybe say A Link to the Past, which I did love that, but I almost think I like A Link Between Worlds better just because the updated game mechanics, and Hilda is a pretty cool character too. So I don't know. I just like it. I like that there's like an opposing world of people with purple hair. I Am a Loser. Oh, her full name is I'm a Loser Baby, and actually she also asks, if you could change one thing about yourself or your life, what would it be? And that is a really deep question. That's actually harder to answer than the Zelda question. If I could change one thing about myself, because I would change myself because that would change my life, I would change the strength that I have, because I don't feel like I'm as strong as I wish I was. I feel like a very incapable person sometimes. I feel like I'm trapped with my own issues, and I don't know how else to put that, in a sense that I feel like I'm capable of so much, like I have so much to give and I have so much to create, but at the same time I'm held back by my own self. Even though I can be a pretty spontaneous person, I think my own fears hold me back a lot. So I guess I would wish that I'm a less anxious person. Like I have a lot of anxiety and depression, so I would probably wish those things away and then probably conquer the world, because I could for once, maybe. Who knows? What is your favorite holiday and why? Also Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? My favorite holiday, My favorite holiday used to be Christmas because of family, but there's, like, this was when I was really young, but there was just so much chaos and turmoil within my family that I don't really look forward to Christmas that much anymore. And so I think my other favorite holiday as a kid that still remains, one of them would be Halloween, but I don't get to do much for it. I want to dress up at work, but I'm pretty sure they'd look down on that. I used to really love Halloween as a kid. Just the idea of being able to be whatever you want to be is awesome, even if it's a fairy or Superman or whatever. But now we have Comic-Con for that, so I'll just say my top 2 holidays are Valentine's Day or Halloween because they're just so fun. So much stuff to decorate and yummy sweet things to eat. And then with the Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts question, are you kidding me? I'm obviously going to pick the place that has donuts, and my favorite donut of all time. They have the chocolate cream, which they used to call, back when I was a kid, the angel donut. It's like stuffed with this chocolate mousse type texture, and it's got white powder on the top of it. It tastes like heaven in your mouth. It's so good. That question was by DMH92283, by the way, the Dunkin' Donuts question. The next question is by Elizabeth13, and she says, what is your favorite thing about where you live? I like that we're in a smaller town outside the metro area, so I like that we can hop on the highway and do anything in about 15 to 20 minutes. Like, if we want to go ice skating, we can go ice skating. If we want to go to a movie that serves you cheesecake while you're watching the movie, we can do that. If you want to go to a dinosaur museum, you can do that. There's just a lot of stuff to do here. As some of you already know, I live in the Kansas City area. There's also just a ton of good food here, a lot of great food options. There's more chic options. There's a ton of sushi places despite being in the Midwest, so that's really cool. I don't know, just that's what I love most, is I can be anywhere in 20 minutes that I want to be. Elsa Ray from YouTube asks, do you sing? If so, will you please sing us a song? Which is so evil to ask because now I have to sing a song because yes, I do sing. Let me pick what song to sing. Hang on a second. I don't know what to sing. I've decided I'm going to sing On the Radio by Regina Spektor, and I'm going to have the lyrics in front of me in case I forget it because I get nervous. This is how it works. You're young until you're not. You love until you don't. You try until you can't. You laugh until you cry. You cry until you laugh. And everyone must breathe until their dying breath. Oh, this is how it works. You peer inside yourself. You take the things you like and try to love the things you took. And then you take that love you made and stick it into someone else's heart, pumping someone else's blood. And you walk in arm. You hope it don't get harmed. And even if it does, you just do it all again. That's where I'll leave off. I'm like nervous. I don't like singing in front of the camera. You guys are evil for requesting me to sing. And then Katie, RAPXO, asks, would you consider vlogging? I love it when YouTubers vlog. I have considered it. I just didn't know if there was really an interest there, and I thought about like putting up little mini vlogs on my second channel, or taking like parts of my Snapchat that I thought were funniest and just making a little video out of them. I don't know, I would have to know whether you guys were interested in it because it's just extra time to edit those things, though it probably wouldn't be that difficult to edit a vlog. I'm just kind of afraid that people will be like, this person's boring, I don't want to watch this. So, I don't know, I would definitely consider it if you guys were interested. Another person, Melissa, says, I second the vlogs. What movie could you watch over and over? There's a lot of movies like that. I kind of go through phases where I watch those movies over and over, but those main movies have been How to Train Your Dragon, the first one, Moulin Rouge, Pride and Prejudice. Those are just movies I could watch a lot. I do also enjoy the Alien series quite a bit, not the third one so much, but I just love some sci-fi sometimes, so that I really enjoy. Those main 3 though are the ones that I do watch a lot, and I go back to phases where I want to watch them a lot again, and I can't explain why because they're all completely different movies. But yeah, so those are it. Lena7623 says, will you be doing any tutorials of the looks you've been posting in July? They've been so awesome. First off, thank you. I'm really glad you're liking them. Yeah, there are some of them I will do. I'll probably like put a little post together of ones that are my favorite and then have you guys vote on the ones you'd like to see most. But yeah, I definitely plan on making them and even improving some of them and making a video. Shakes130 says, why did you stop modeling and would you ever do it again? Also, any advice on embracing the pale? With the modeling thing, it's just really hard to get into modeling legitimately as a career because unless you have parents with deep pockets, there's going to be a while where you're going to casting calls and you're struggling to feed yourself. And there's a point where I was like 106 pounds working at Kohl's full-time, or as full-time as they'd let me be without paying benefits, and trying to go to casting calls, and literally it got sick. I got sick and tired of not knowing, you know, how things would go. And it's also kind of scary to get into that world not knowing anybody or having anyone that can back you while you're trying to go to casting calls, because if you work in retail, they're not going to let you off work for an opportunity like that. Even if that opportunity could be the opportunity of a lifetime. They want you there at Kohl's making $8.50 an hour or whatever they're paying you. So it's just really, it got really frustrating first off. I always had to maintain a pretty low weight to be in a place where they'd be happy. Like you either have to be really low weight or plus size, it seems like, unless you're being like a fitness model or something. So if you're somewhere in the middle like me, and I'm especially in the middle because I'm very top heavy, I have to maintain a low weight so that my bust isn't so huge I look exaggerated. There's just a lot of obviously there is a lot of variables for me and a lot of factors into why that got complicated. Basically, you either run out of time or money first, or an opportunity happens, and sometimes life just happens. And if you are planning on going into modeling, or you're a young girl, I would definitely say have a savings or talk to your parents about how maybe they could help you if they could. Mine wouldn't, so that's where just kind of I gave up on an opportunity that was very frustrating because I got tired of living off of apples and Cheerios because I could not afford food. It was very frustrating. Now back to the embracing the pale. I did not realize that fair skin could be such a commodity until I got signed with a modeling agency. The owner even spoke to me a bit about this, saying, you know, it's very rare to find your complexion and your hair color in that combination, and also your skin not be damaged. Your skin looks really great. And I was just like, really? But yeah, and I've had a couple modeling agencies tell me that, you know, fair skin and good skin in general is a commodity. A lot of girls, especially if they grew up in the 90s, they damage the living crap out of their skin trying to fight being fair-skinned. Basically, I tried to fight for years what my skin color was, and I can't imagine what it's like for people of all different skin colors. I mean, especially people with deeper skin colors that can never find makeup. It's like it's like the cosmetic industry doesn't even acknowledge they exist. It's very similar with us. And I fought for years being pale because I thought there was something wrong with it. I got tired of people telling me I'm pasty. I got tired of people telling me I look like a ghost. You know, are you okay? You feel fine? You look sick. What? Shut the hell up. I'm pale. But yeah, so it took me years to kind of realize that what I have is beautiful in its own way, just the same way a girl with a really deep skin tone is very beautiful in its own way. And I think that's something that if you have kids, you need to talk to them, especially if you have daughters, about their skin tone if they have an unusual skin tone. Tell them how beautiful and rare that is, no matter what their skin tone is. But yeah, I could do an entire video talking about fair skin and being, you know, loving the skin you're in. Part of me hasn't done that because I wouldn't want to neglect people of other skin tones by talking about it, but I suppose it doesn't if I'm saying in the title, you know, embrace your fair skin or whatever. But that is definitely something I have wanted to talk about for a while. Now for some other questions that were left on my last Q&A video that I didn't get to answer. I'm just going to go over to those because there was just a couple. Bubbles LP asks, I'd love to know if you like other video games other than Zelda and which ones. or what type of video games in general. Zelda is a lot of what I play, but then there's just some weird ones that I play on the side. But I do like Jak and Daxter. The whole Jak and Daxter series has been really cool to me. I just like the story of how it goes, and then there's like a time travel timeline, which is pretty cool. And then I play a lot of the Mario games, and I love the new Mario with Cat Mario. It's so awesome. There are some other ones I've played ages ago, but I can't really recall them right now, so I don't know. Those are just the top ones that come to mind. Another question I received on the video from Ashley Imward is, what are some of your favorite makeup brushes for a future Q&A video? You know what, I'm just gonna name off some brands that I use and show you this one that's a must-have blending brush. This is actually the mini of a Sigma blending brush. It's supposed to be a dupe for the MAC 217, and I have a couple of these, and these are just my favorite blending brush ever. You will almost always see me using these in a video. But I'm going to do a whole video on the brushes I most commonly use and are my favorites. But lately, brand-wise, like if you want to build your brush collection without spending a lot of money, I suggest Sonia Kashuk. If you want to individually pick brushes or buy some sets, there's Sigma brushes, but their prices are steadily going up for what you get in a set or individually, so I've kind of not bought as much from them now. And then recently, because they were sent to me, I've been trying these Furless brushes, and I do really enjoy them. They're actually synthetic brushes, they're cruelty free, and I love the way a lot of synthetic brushes feel, though unfortunately some synthetic brushes don't pick up product that well. These do, because they've been specifically, like, specially crimped to do so. So they're really nice, and then this one is just like a great foundation brush. I don't know if you can see how dense this mofo is. You can get up under the eye and just blend all cream or liquid products out on your face. It's really nice. So I have a whole set of these, and I just love the way they look. They look really cute in my purple room because they're like mint tipped. They're pretty. But yeah, so those are brushes that I'm in love with and I have been using lately. I have a ton more, like I have a huge brush collection, so I probably will do a brush collection video and just kind of focus on showing you guys ones that I really, really like. Alright, so that is my finished Q&A. I'm sorry that there was such a delay in making this. I actually tried to film this one night, but my brother was all stressed out, so I just let him play his loud music in there, and I just was like, fine, I'll give up on it. I won't fight you. And then the next day, Ty and I went to a theme park, and I burnt myself so badly. I had jitters for a couple days. Like, I couldn't even just sit down. I just slept in bed all day because I felt so sick. So that is kind of what delayed me on putting this video up quicker. So making this video really made me realize I need to do a lot of best of type of videos, like brow products, brushes, things like that, which is stuff I will certainly get to. I have definitely changed my schedule around with work recently to where I have time to do that for you guys, where I'm not filming in the middle of the night and I don't feel like crap. Hopefully I will soon be announcing a new upload change, and I'm excited to do that. So thank you guys for all your questions on my video, and hopefully you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.